My name is Chris, aka Thrift BCQ, and I want to welcome you to my newest live stream. And I want to introduce you to a special guest of mine. She's been a very influential person I've been looking to in regards to the Amazon business. And her name is Tiffany, and she has the channel Eat Sleep Amazon. How are you, Tiffany?
Yes. Hi, Chris. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I'm Tiffany, Eat Sleep Amazon, and I'm very well, Chris. Thank you so much for having me. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome, awesome. I'm so full right now, but because of the all the Thanksgiving food I've just eaten in the last
Yeah,
couple hours.
I saw that the photos on Instagram. It's making me hungry. It looks so good.
Yeah. So I'm drinking my tea with me, so I can make sure I can take care of myself throughout this interview here.
There
So
you go. Yeah. Stay hydrated.
yeah, exactly. So I guess we'll wait just about one more minute so that we can get everyone else into here. But thank you guys so much for coming by and coming on this stream. It honestly means a lot to me, and I know we're going to learn so much today. Really, it's going to be a fun-filled Amazon type of night. So
Thank you.
yeah.
Thanks so much for inviting me and having me on. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no, it means a lot to me. I appreciate it too. So let's say what's up to some of the people that are in here right now, actually. Auctions for you. How's it going? Thanks for coming by. We have TJ, the Jarhead Entrepreneur. Thanks for coming by, sir. Appreciate you all the time. Brian from Serrato Design. How's it going? Thanks for coming by here. We have Tiffany also here. And we have Caffeinated Christy. How's it going, Christy? Thanks for coming by. And we have FBA Op. I believe that's Matt, right?
Yeah, that's my friend and co-host Matt.
Yeah.
So everybody go check him out. And I want to say I see you called her name out, Auctions for You, T. Hello. Go check out T's Auction for You channel.
For sure, I will definitely check it out. I checked out Matt's channel a couple of videos ago. It's pretty cool. I saw one of his videos with going to pets. I think like a pet store, and doing arbitrage from there. That was awesome. I never thought about going to a pet store to do, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing about watching YouTube videos and connecting with different new people. You always learn something. And especially, I know Matt's been having a lot of fun with the retail arbitrage, and people always ask, like, where do you source? And it's like everywhere, I mean, within reason, if you can get a receipt, a legitimate receipt, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jarhead's going, you didn't invite me to dinner, fool. Wow. I apologize. I know you're the other side of the country. Next time when you guys celebrate Thanksgiving, I'm all up for the turkey up there. We have Mohammed. Thanks for coming by. What's up? Chris's Treasure Chest. Hey Chris, how's it going? He's another reseller up in Canada as well here.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. It's Pat the reseller. I'm present and get counted for.
What's up, Pat?
How's it going, Pat? Thanks for coming by. Okay, so let's see here. Oh yeah, don't forget to smash that like button if you guys haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess let's get to the very beginning here. I just wanted to, I guess, if you can introduce yourself just briefly, Tiffany. And then how you started selling on Amazon.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, I want to say thank you so much, Chris, again, for inviting me on. And it's, I really feel very thankful to that. And my name's Tiffany, Eat Sleep Amazon. And I chose this name because Amazon is a lot of work. I put a lot of time and energy into it. At the beginning, I will tell anybody that starts Amazon the beginning. It requires a lot of work. So yeah, so you were asking how I got started on Amazon? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. Were you asking how I got started on Amazon?
Yes.
Okay. So I got started the end of February. Well, that was like my first sale. So I kind of really got, officially like sent stuff in early Feb. But I got started just by basically, I had met somebody that was selling on Amazon. He does Amazon and eBay, and he lives, about an hour away from me. And he's been doing it for like 9 years. And I was talking to him and just kind of telling him, like, I have a regular job, but I need to make some extra income. I have some health issues, I have some disabilities, and so my current job, it's just, I need to supplement my income. And he told me, like, why don't you just get started on Amazon? So, and that idea to me was like foreign, because I had no idea that you could sell on Amazon. I thought, when you bought from Amazon, you were buying from, Jeff Bezos's company, you were buying direct from the company. So, but yeah, so I just, once, I got that notion of you could do that. And then I just started just researching, just diving into getting on, reading blogs, reading as much as I could online, getting on YouTube, absorbing as much content as I could, getting into all these Facebook groups that I could find, asking questions. And I just kind of took off from there. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. No,
Thank you.
it's pretty cool that that's how you started too. Because I'm pretty much the exact same way too. So I was definitely looking for something to help supplement my current income. And honestly, like I've been doing eBay for the later part of 6 months or to 7 months as well. And it's been a very helpful tool for me, just being able to stay at home and being able to take care of my daughter, my wife, so I don't have to go out and just do other things like work at another place. So it's definitely been helpful for me in my case.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I was watching one of your earlier videos a few days ago, and you mentioned that how like you wanted to be able to spend more time with your family and have the flexibility. So that's one great thing about any kind of reselling business. You don't have to work for someone else. You can work for yourself, which is really great.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I will leave a link to Tiffany's YouTube account so you can subscribe to her if you have not yet.
Oh, thank you so
And
much.
and also, I left a link in the description for her Facebook group as well, guys. Now, it's an amazing group, honestly. And if it wasn't for that group, I probably wouldn't have this box right here,
Aw, that means
which
so much. Thank you.
which is my first FBA package that I'm going to be sending off to Amazon Canada. And
Thank you so much. That's gonna
so
make me cry. Like, just I always say, like, if I can help just one person, like at the end of the day, that means the world. So that's so exciting.
it is. It is. So I'm going to be doing those types of videos now where I'm going to be showing you my journey too on Amazon. And so hopefully you guys can subscribe to my channel as well, just so that you guys can see that progress and all the work that I'm going to put into selling on Amazon too. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, keep us posted, Chris, for sure. I mean, I'm so excited for you.
thank you. Thank you. It's very it was very satisfying when I taped up that box, to be honest.
Now, for your first shipment,
Mhm.
was it like a lot of new sellers find that it's just like really anxiety ridden and overwhelming? Were you okay, like with the first shipment process?
Yeah, honestly, my anxiety was where I was just afraid that the items that I was going to put in uh, were just not going to be acceptable to them.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so me just doing my research and just trying to make sure that everything was okay, and just a matter of getting the right tools, like getting labels and stuff that
Yeah.
I've never been accustomed to.
Yeah.
Just when I finally got it, I just managed to just go gung ho about it and Just
That's
finally did
awesome.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Very good.
So yeah, again, guys, if you haven't uh, joined that group in the Facebook group of Tiffany's, please do so. I highly recommend it for you guys. So
Thank you
I
so
guess
much.
yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. So
Yeah,
I
one
guess
thing oh, go ahead. No.
no, go. Sorry, go ahead. Go
Well,
ahead.
one thing I was just going to say is I did post in there today. It's direct from Amazon. It's like a PDF. It's direct from Amazon. So everything that's written is from them, not from me. But like with you, with your first shipment, one thing that overwhelms sellers is how do you prep stuff? Like, do I put this in a poly bag? You know, does this need it? Like, you know, you asked, do I need to seal this with like tape or something?
Mhm.
So if you just, it's not very fun to read, but when you're doing your shipment or you're looking at what items you have, like if you just follow the guidelines, and you can always ask questions, but you know, it's like a PDF with photos. Like it shows this is what it should look like in a poly bag, and this is what it should not look like.
Yeah.
So, so hopefully someone finds that helpful. So yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Absolutely. No, I think it's really helpful, especially for me, someone who's starting off now. Just segueing into that, a lot of these things in the beginning we'll start off with is just, I mean, starting off like for people with selling on Amazon. So I guess one thing I would want to ask is just what would you recommend on like what type of things that you needed when you first started off selling on Amazon?
Yeah. Well, I would definitely recommend anybody that starts off, like before you really get started, you know, number one, you need to be aware that Amazon is very, very different from eBay. It's very, very different from, say, like Poshmark or Mercari or, you know, Prairie Grid or any of these other platforms out there. In the sense, different meaning it's very strict. So, one thing that a lot of new sellers, you know, think that they can do is they can, you know, buy things from like garage sales or yard sales and sell them as new on Amazon. And with Amazon, you know, customers expect perfection. Amazon expects perfection. Nobody's perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. You're going to mess up. You're going to mess up. You just, you know, you just have to connect with people that will, you know, guide you and comfort you, so to speak, and help you.
Right.
So one thing I would definitely say though is to be aware of that. You know, be aware that there's a lot of rules that you kind of need to know a lot of the rules. And anything that you're selling new, you need to have a receipt or an invoice for. So a lot of us are not doing wholesale, so you're not going to have an invoice. You're going to have a receipt. But just you want to make sure that you have receipts for your items
I
because,
see.
you know, yeah. So that's I don't know if that was the kind of question you were asking, but I would definitely say, you know, be aware of the seriousness of it. Because earlier this week, you know, there was someone that I was helping, and you know, they had sourced from a store, a liquidation store, that did not give them like a receipt. They give them a receipt like you'd get maybe at Goodwill, you know, like it just says item, but it doesn't have like a UPC or anything on it. And then
Right.
they had a customer complain that the item was fake. And, you know, I talked this person, you know, they were really upset because they're brand new. And they were actually not brand new. They've been on, I think, a few months, and they've been doing pretty well, progressing in sales and all of that. But um, yeah, it's really important to have what we call like chain of custody for your items. So either like a receipt with a UPC or like, you know, if you source from, I don't know if you guys in Canada have like Ross or Marshalls, or do you guys have those kind of stores?
Yeah, we have Marshalls and a place called Winners as well.
Okay. So like
Yeah.
for those kinds of stores, you know, like the receipt will normally not have the UPC on it, but what you can do is like take a photo of the item and then take a photo of the receipt. And so
Okay.
it can kind of, yeah, and you just have that for your records. Because yeah, like if a customer comes back and says it's fake, you've got to prove it's not fake, because if you don't, then you know you're going to have that mark on your account. You could possibly get suspended. Um, you know, and you can remove that mark, but you've got to have a receipt to prove like, hey, my item's not fake. So I always tell people be aware of the seriousness of Amazon. It's definitely not like other platforms in the sense that, you know, Amazon is just, it's just very strict. But that's not to scare people. That's just to keep it in the back of your mind. So
Right. No, no, that's definitely something that we need to know. I mean, it's super important. I mean, especially if we're going to be like buying these types of items as well. So let's go back into the chat here. I know there's a couple more people that actually came in here. Just wanted to say what's up. I see NASCAR man
yeah,
3345. That is Derek. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. I actually I see your live streams every now and then, so it's pretty cool for you to come by. Thanks so much.
yeah. He's like the NASCAR slash Hot Wheels like encyclopedia.
Yeah, it's great. No, and old school pickers here as well. Thank you, old school picker, for coming by. Uh, Now, guys, if you have any questions that you would like to ask Tiffany while we're here, let's go ahead and put them in the comments so that we can definitely see what we can do to help you out with those questions.
I want to say hello to my beautiful friend Donatella Badalino. I see her, and I see helpful entrepreneur and lot of Josh. And auctions for you is still up in here. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support.
Thank you so much for coming by, Donatella, and a lot of Josh. Good to see you. Hope you're having an amazing trip out in Vegas. And
Yeah,
Rick
I'm,
from
I'm jealous. Those photos of Josh's trip, out in nature and stuff. That's awesome.
yeah, I need to go there again. I need to hit up Vegas again every now. Rick, thanks so much for coming by. I appreciate you, and always your support is very much helpful to me. Okay, so uh, what I can do is I will go ahead and bring out my next question here. So the
Yeah,
one thing I guess I appreciate is uh, there is I guess there is a ranking system within Amazon compared to like selling on eBay. So I
yeah.
just wanted to know, I guess, in your opinion, if you'd be able to explain how the rankings work with the products being sold on Amazon.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you so much. So there's on Amazon something called BSR, which is bestsellers rank, and that changes literally every second. But there's different categories. So like you may have like home and garden, you may have like beauty, you may have like toys and games. But the rank, the BSR is going to change literally every second because you've got millions of items and they're all being sold and bought. And so when something, is bought, it is going to drop in rank. Now, a lot of people ask, like, Muhammad was asking, what's a good buy? Now, I can't speak about eBay very much because I don't do that. For eBay, I've always been told, look at sold and completed. For Amazon, though, with the BSR, like I don't really pay much attention to that, to be honest. There is a software called Keepa, Keepa, and it is what I use, and a lot of people that I know that are very successful on Amazon use. And we don't really pay much attention. I don't pay much attention to BSR. Yeah. So. And I want to say the reason that I don't pay attention to BSR very much is because when you look at Keepa, you see like the entire history of that particular item, and like how many times it's been sold. And like if it's a seasonal product, you'll see the sales rank go up and drop and go back up. So I use Keepa because I have found a lot of items pretty regularly. I find items that have what you would consider like a terrible rank, like absolutely terrible. Like if you gave this rank to somebody that was an experienced seller that didn't use Keepa, they would say, don't buy that. But when you look at Keepa, it'll tell you also the number of sellers. So the reason that the rank is bad is because the item is out of stock on Amazon. So for these items, a lot of times when you send them in, the moment they hit the warehouse and they go live on Amazon.com, like they sell. It's crazy. So,
Mm.
yeah.
So
So
actually, just one thing to note on that too.
yeah.
So like for my inventory example, like in the stuff that I'm bringing, I like before I actually send it off to them. When I find out that it's there, is it at that point that I would set it as live, or set it as like there's a quantity of this
Uh,
amount?
well, so when you're sending it into FBA to Amazon's warehouse, like
Hmm.
you already set your quantity because you've told them how many you're sending in.
Yeah,
So basically, I don't want to show my nails because my nails are chipped.
it's okay. It's
And
okay.
Donatella will be giving me a hard time later. Um, yeah, but basically, when you send it into Amazon's warehouse, you don't have to worry about that. Like the moment that they put it in live on your inventory, it'll show up, and you don't have to take care of that. Like it'll
Oh,
go
okay.
on, yeah, it'll go on the Amazon website. So yeah,
Okay,
that's a
perfect.
yeah,
Okay. No, that's great to know. So, I guess just to segue too from you talking about Keepa, because I know that's a pretty important tool to have. So, I mean, what are things I guess that help benefit you as a seller using Keepa?
yeah. So I mean, I find that number one, I'm able to see like how often something sells, and if it's like a seasonal product, like I said, I'm able to see like if something is a potentially good buy because it's got a bad rank because it's out of stock. Another good thing is like discontinued items are really something that I do sell quite a bit of. I have a few right now that I'm selling. I'm really sad because some of them, like I'm almost sold out and they're discontinued, so I can't find them anymore.
I see.
But like Keepa will help you understand like if it's discontinued because you'll see like the number of sellers going down and you'll see the price going up, and then you'll realize like eventually like it's like maybe you and one other person selling it, and then
Oh, really? Okay.
you'll look online, like you'll Google it and you can't find it on any online website. And then you realize like, oh, this product's like discontinued. So
Mhm.
that's a really cool thing too, because with discontinued products, a lot of people, the consumers, they get really emotionally attached to these products, whether it's a certain fragrance or a certain color or just a certain, something. And so they'll pay like premium price for it, like absolute premium price. So
Wow.
yeah.
No, that's amazing. Now, I guess another tool that you use too. Oh, actually, I see some new faces here. Hey Adam, how's it going? Thanks for coming by.
Yay, Adam.
Actually, Old School Picker had a question over here. What category would you suggest a new Amazon seller to start with?
Um, so a lot of people say books. Um, I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with books, so I don't necessarily recommend books because I don't have personal experience to draw off of. But a lot of people that are successful on Amazon will tell you to start with books. And I will agree with like someone that I really confide in and trust, and he's doing very well on Amazon today, was like saying books, because if you think about it, like you can get books really cheap for the most part, like 50 cents, a dollar, maybe $2 max. If you're
Mhm.
buying like bulk lots of books, you're probably getting them for like pennies. And then, you can make really good money on them on Amazon. With books, though, for sure, you need to send them in FBA. Don't be merchant fulfilling books. Generally speaking, I mean, there may be exceptions, but with FBA, there's people that sell on Amazon, and like one big part of their business model is they'll buy books merchant fulfilled, and
Mhm.
they'll resell them on Amazon FBA.
Oh
So
wow. Wow, I
yeah,
didn't realize they do that. That's crazy.
yeah. There's actually a guy, I don't like to say kid, a young man who's 15 years old, and he does quite a bit of books on Amazon, and actually learned one of these things from him. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. I watched that
Sanjay.
video, Sanjay. Yeah, that kid is amazing. I'm so amazed by how hard that kid is working.
Yeah,
I fo-
it's
yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah. I follow him on Instagram now, so it's so cool seeing his progress.
Yeah, and Matt FBA Op. Everybody, please, if you want to learn about Amazon, go check out FBA Op. He's in the chat. He also said fantastic strategy book flipping. So, yeah,
We'll look out for that for sure.
yeah.
I think.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I think there was another question here actually. It was from Chris here. He mentioned I sold on Amazon. Rules are strict, fees are high, margins are small, and you have to work on volume to make money. Are you selling new items, and how many items do you have in FBA?
Yeah. So, I will agree with you in the sense that with Amazon, it is more volume. I guess it really depends on your average, what they call like average sale price. I guess ASP is what they say.
Mhm.
But, it is very strict, which I did say that earlier. I would not let that discourage you. I mean, maybe Amazon's not your platform. Like, it's definitely not for everybody.
Mhm.
I mean, as you guys know, there's a lot of sellers that just do eBay or just do maybe Poshmark or just do, Mercari, and they're very successful. So I wouldn't let that discourage you. Amazon may not be for you. You may try it, you may not like it. Now, as far as the margins, I mean, if we're talking profit margin, my profit margins generally run around 27 to 35%.
Mhm.
And that's net profit after all expenses. So, I mean, I feel like that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, if you're doing wholesale, which most people aren't going to do, your margins are probably going to be smaller. As far as new items, yeah, majority of what I sell are new items. I stick with new items, and I always, I always have like a receipt or an invoice for those items. So, and then they asked how many items. If you're talking about like different SKUs, I think I have like maybe almost 300 different SKUs right now. I do a lot of replenishments. Most of what I sell are replenishable items, which it's like,
Okay, that's great.
yeah, I like it because it's just, I just reorder it.
No, I think that's a great key too. Like just having replenishments, because yeah, I mean, if you know that that item is going to sell already, and you already know it's accessible to you, I mean, why not just keep getting that specific item?
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody does, they run their business differently. I mean, I think you
Yeah.
have to figure out, what works for you. But for me, I do a lot of replenishables, so at least for now.
So I just wanted to ask too, because I guess there was another I guess tool that I know that's being used just to help you throughout your uh, like scavenging, I guess, for arbitrage, which is something called like Scoutify. And I just wanted to know, is that something that you generally use as well to help you along your way with finding items?
Yeah, yeah. So are we talking about Scoutify from like the Scoutify app from Inventory Lab?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If I'm doing RA, I generally have Scoutify. Like that's what I use.
Okay.
Um, but I use that along with Keepa. Like you can access Keepa from Scoutify. So I don't really make any buying decisions without Keepa.
Okay.
And I really like it because you scan it in Scoutify and then you pull up Keepa and it's right there. Now I also lately I've been doing a lot of OA. So for that, I don't use Scoutify. I focus on, I hover in on Keepa on that one. And also Amazon has a revenue calculator. So like it's actually from Amazon. It's
Oh,
just,
okay.
yeah, so I use that.
Okay. No, that's cool. So, I mean, I guess too, that's something too that you have to, I guess, pay a monthly thing for as well, right? To use that.
Yes. Now, Spotify comes with Inventory Lab, which is like $40 a month.
Yeah.
Um, they do have a 30-day free trial. So I definitely recommend people take the free trial, try it out. It comes with Inventory Lab, and Inventory Lab will track your profit and your loss, and you input all your expenses in there. It pulls all of your data from Amazon. So, like what you pay when you ship boxes, it
Mhm.
pulls all of that. So, yeah. I definitely love Inventory Lab. I mean, I've heard people track like profit and loss through Excel or whatever kind of spreadsheets, but it takes a lot of time to do that. And the Inventory Lab, it's going to give you all of that data.
Okay, perfect. No, that's good to know. I will definitely try to look into it a bit more, just because it seems like it's something that will definitely help you when you're, especially starting off, trying to find the right items that'll get you the best profit. Um, so let's actually see here who. I think someone else came in here, and I saw Adam actually with the question too.
Yes, he has a very good
Yeah. So he said 27% pre-tax. That's a
uh
good.
so yeah, that's a very good question. So 27% is on the, like, that's on average. Sometimes, I look at it by month. So some months it's a little bit higher. That's on average. Now, as far as pre-tax, no, that is not. Yes, that is pre-tax. Sorry, I thought it was asking post-tax, but no.
Okay.
I do have a CPA, and she does advise me on what to expect and how to maximize deductions and all of that. So, and she's super familiar with e-commerce. So I definitely recommend. Lately I've heard a lot of talk in Facebook groups, questions about should I get a CPA? Should I do this on my own? I definitely feel like if you're making any legitimate kind of revenue, you should get a CPA, especially one that's familiar with e-commerce, because a lot of CPAs, they're not familiar with e-commerce. They're not familiar with
Right.
Amazon. So, yeah. And if
Okay.
anybody wants to get in touch with my CPA, just find me on Facebook, Instagram, or email me. She does not, for the most part, charge a consultation fee. And she has told me that she will take on a few more clients. So,
Oh, that's awesome. I will. You heard that here, folks. So if you feel like you need some help with
I mean,
that accountant.
if you're in Canada like Chris, I don't think she does international, market. But I know if you're in the US, she does cover that.
Oh no, that's all good. I'm just pointing it out to the Americans up in this chat. It's definitely helpful to know, though. Thank you. So I guess right now we're already at 30 minutes. That's crazy. So again,
I
Tiffany,
love
again,
talking about Amazon, so you'll have to watch me.
it's not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm so appreciative of you having here so far, and it's been great just understanding the whole processes and just how you started selling on Amazon. It's amazing. And again, if you haven't subscribed to Tiffany already, please go ahead and do so. I'll put the link again on the chat over here, and then also in the description, I've also added her Facebook group. Again, it's an amazing group, very helpful to if you're new to selling on Amazon, or if you're a seasoned vet that just looking to up their knowledge. It's a great resource to have, and I speak the truth on that. I know for experience.
Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. I mean, I started that group, upon multiple people recommending that I do so. And I'll be in my bedroom at midnight answering questions and trying to find good info to post in there. So I put my heart and soul into that.
No, it's amazing, and like we can tell, like the work that's being put into it is absolutely amazing, and it's been so helpful so far.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I want to get to just one of my next questions here. Now, just I know through selling on Amazon, seeing you get money and making money and buying things, there's always times where it can be a bit difficult. So I just want to ask, what was the hardest part you felt when you started selling on Amazon?
Well, there's a lot of hard parts. Time is a big
Yeah,
one. I have to be
yeah,
honest right now. I'm at a point where, I may have to get a VA. I definitely have to connect with, and I do try to surround myself with people that are positive and doing much better than myself on Amazon.
Mhm.
Because, time is very finite, like money, it's very finite. And I'm just at a point where, there's only so many hours in a day and so many hours in a week. So time is very difficult. Another thing I will say that's very difficult about Amazon that you have to realize is that it's a return on investment game. So, I've had a few people recently that reached out that want to start Amazon, but they want to start drawing an income from it. And in order to grow this business, you have to keep investing. You have to keep putting the money in. If you send in $1,000 worth of inventory, it's not going to sell overnight. So
Right.
you can't expect to get that money back overnight. So if you don't have some sort of um, like, I don't know, other sources of income coming in,
Mhm.
unless you just, you have some other ways to sustain yourself, I would not, don't look at Amazon as like a get rich quick or like I'm going to be able to start making a lot of money overnight, because it's not that. Like I have a regular job that I still do. And I definitely recommend that, people realize that. And if anybody tells you this is passive and this is easy, can it be passive? Can it be easy? Eventually? But it's like a mountain. You're climbing the mountain, and the beginning is really hard. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
but no, it's definitely. I mean, it's definitely important to try to manage your
But
time
it's a lot
specifically.
of fun. It's a lot of fun. Like I genuinely love this. I genuinely like feel like I found something that I'm, very passionate about, quote unquote,
Yeah.
meant to do. For me, finding Amazon was a blessing, for multiple reasons. And so that's why I always say, like, if you get into it and you do enjoy it, stick with it, definitely know what you're doing, get a CPA, get some sort of software like Inventory Lab that's tracking your profit and loss, and you can make sure that you're actually making money.
Mhm.
Don't ever think that because you're selling something that you're making money, because you buy something for $20 and you send it in and sell it on Amazon for 50. You have to realize with Amazon, like someone said earlier, you've got FBA fees. So anyway, hopefully some of these little tidbits can help somebody.
Yeah. No, I think it's definitely just being realistic about it, but like also knowing that when you're putting in that work, it's gonna come back to you tenfold. Like you're gonna see that it's gonna make you a lot more happier because you are putting in that work to make a living or make it as a side income. But it's great seeing the progress that you make when you
Thank
do
you.
put in the time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's, when you get that Seller Central app and you're refreshing it and you see sales and you see, like maybe like I recently did my own listing, my own bundle, and it ranked really well. Um, that to me was like all this hard work is, it's paying off. Maybe not right now, like I can't draw an income from it, but it's
Right.
paying off in the sense that I see like there's some sort of progress.
That's great. No, that's cool though. You were able to like I want to learn more about creating listings and stuff. I'm not there yet for sure, but just understanding how you do that, that's pretty cool. Is
Yeah.
it was it difficult to do it like just creating it or
Um, so I don't, I wouldn't say like it's like, I mean, I don't know if I can say if it's difficult or not. I know that it's time consuming.
Mm,
And you have to be really careful. Like creating a listing is not something I would recommend somebody do if they're a brand new seller.
right.
Um, I recently did that, within the past couple months, and I did a lot of research and a lot of connecting with other people that had done that before.
Mhm.
And people ask me a lot of times, how do I know what I know? I spend a lot of time learning. Like I was homeschooled, so I'm a natural self-taught person. Um, so it takes, I've put in a lot of time and effort, to learn. With creating a listing, with the bundle thing, what you have to watch out for is Like somebody asked me recently on Instagram, what's a bundle? And I said it's like crackers and cheese. So a bundle, is like multiple different items that you put together and you say like, here, this is my product. Some people call it poor man's private label, which I'm cool with that name.
Mhm.
But with a bundle, you have to be careful because there's certain categories and certain brands. I know you're doing Amazon Canada, which I've heard there's not as many restrictions, but for Amazon.com in the US, there's a lot of restrictions for like brands and categories and everything that's in your bundle. Like say I'm selling a pair of Nike socks and a pair of Nike shoes, and I'm selling an Adidas track jacket and I'm putting that in a gift basket and saying this is my bundle. Well, if I'm restricted or gated in Adidas or Nike or both, I can't sell that bundle. So I definitely would say maybe, for those kind of things, like, don't try. I say for brand new sellers, do retail arbitrage, do online arbitrage, do books, get your feet wet. Bundles are maybe like a little bit further down the road.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. I was so curious, and it's great to know that. I mean, like make sure you do your research first. It's a great point. Just before you go into it.
I want to say congrats to Auctions for You, my friend T, because she just opened I think she reopened an Amazon account. I think she used to have one, but she has 3,000 books she's about to ship out. So.
Oh wow, that's amazing! Oh my gosh.
That T, you just announced it here, so this is live on Thrift Beast channel.
You heard it first, people. You heard it first. Inside scoop right here on the channel.
Next thing you know, T's gonna be whining and dining with Jeff Bezos.
Oh man. Actually, Adam brings it up here too. That's huge. Stay away from negative people. That's a great point.
Yeah, you have to. I listen to a lot of Oprah, a lot of other inspirational people, Gabby Bernstein and Christine Hassler. These are all like motivational people. A lot of podcasts, a lot of different things like that. And I really surround myself with, like I said, as far as people on Amazon, people that are doing it much better than me, like doing this, their revenues better, their profit margins better, they're doing different business models. You have to, associate yourself with positive people and people that are going to encourage you, inspire you. And, they're going to say you can do it. Cause I have to be honest, like the person that I met that told me about Amazon did not want me to sell on Amazon.
Oh, really?
Oh, and when I started selling on Amazon, like I think my first month I did 4,000 in revenue. And to be honest, that was not much profit because I spent like a ton of money on software. So I was in the hole my first month. But I texted this person and said, hey, yo, I got to buy you like a beer because I'm killing it on Amazon and I love this. And they were not happy. So, some people want, like, they see Amazon as like growing, which it is. Yes. And some people, they don't want, I've gotten private messages from some people that, they didn't want me to help other people learn about Amazon. So, I block that mentality and I block those, that stuff. And I just focus on positivity and light. And with Amazon, I mean, if you look at statistics, I'm a statistics girl. 58% of Amazon sellers are third-party sellers. It's just going to keep going up. Somebody recently that I follow on Instagram posted this article about Amazon's now getting into trucking, and it's like Amazon's taking over so much stuff. So yeah. I feel like there is a lot of expansion, so it makes me excited because I love it so much and I find so much happiness from it. So to think that maybe somebody else can find that too, it inspires me. So.
That's great. That inspires me too. I mean, for someone to just tell you not to like share information. I mean, honestly, we all learn from everyone, and it's a great thing to have when like you want to be a better seller in general. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And like I'm not like Amazon is a lot of work, and reselling in general, I feel like is a lot of work, you know? And so, I mean, honestly, a lot of people don't take action. And so, you know, I mean, people like, I've had somebody message me, you know, I don't know who it was. They didn't have like, it was like a, you know, a spam name or whatever. And they were like, why would other Amazon sellers want to teach other people how to sell on Amazon? And it's like, well, the info is already out there. Like everything I know was already out there. So
Yeah. Yeah,
like
exactly.
you just, you know, it takes the work and the time and the effort to learn it. So anyway, for
That's
real.
another story. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Um,
real, for real.
actually, there's a person in here. He's his name is Henry. How's it
Oh,
going,
that's a great
Henry?
question. That's a great question. Yeah,
How do you compete with Amazon when they are one of the sellers? They can
that's
sell an item way
awesome.
cheaper than the rest of us. That's a great question.
That's a great question, Henry. And I like your profile photo. That's beautiful family. That is a great question. And that's a great point. And that's something that a lot of people, I feel like maybe that come from eBay or other platforms don't realize is that like Amazon does sell on their own platform. So, and when they do, a lot of times it's terrible because they'll tank the price. Like I have replenishable items right now that I was selling really well and for a very good profit margin, very good return on investment. And Amazon jumped on the listing. So,
Oh wow.
um, in that kind of instance, how do you compete with Amazon? Sometimes you can compete with them in the sense that you're still going to make a profit. Sometimes you can, um, you know, sometimes you can't. Sometimes, you know, you have to set it out or you have to recall that inventory, bring it back to you, set on it. If you saw the room I'm in right now full of inventory, some of it is stuff that I'm sitting on because the price tanked because Amazon's on the listing. Um, and then as far as, yeah, selling it cheaper, most of the time they do sell it cheaper than third party sellers, but that is not a hard and fast rule because there are items that I have competed with I have competed with Amazon on, and I still make the profit. They will share the buy box. Um, you know, these are, and this is, I would use Keepa. This goes back to Keepa. A lot of things always come back to Keepa, which, by the way, like I'm not affiliated or sponsored or anything.
Right.
Um, but like with Keepa, you can see if Amazon is on the listing or if they've ever been on the listing. So Keepa, like it looks like a graph, and it'll tell you. So like you can, a lot of times you can see like Amazon used to sell this, but right now they don't sell it, so the price is high. So that's like a good opportunity because if you can buy it, ship it into Amazon's warehouse, and it sells at that high price before Amazon gets back on the listing, like that's like a arbitrage, you know, opportunity. So
I see.
anyway, yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
So definitely for Amazon, I recommend Keepa, Keepa. I definitely recommend not selling on Amazon without using Keepa.
Yeah, I'm gonna look more into Keepa for sure.
Yeah.
Adam says combo pack equals layman's term for bundle. Oh, I see.
Yes, absolutely. Combo pack or yeah, they say poor man's private label, any of that stuff.
Oh, Todd's in here. How's it going, Todd? Flippin' Hustler. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Uh,
great to see you. Great to see you, Todd.
Jarhead says here, so if I'm getting this correct, if we aren't doing bundles, we don't have to create a listing like we do in eBay.
Yeah, great question, Jarhead. So on Amazon, the way I've heard it best described is like with eBay, there's one listing per person, you know, per seller. But with Amazon, there's really only one listing per item, like per UPC, basically. So for the most part, everything you're going to sell on Amazon is already listed on Amazon. Now you can create a listing. It is a lot more time consuming than eBay. And your photos have to be like on point. You can't just like, you know, I know some people on eBay, you know, they, you know, take photos with, you know, their cell phone, which cell phones can take great photos, but Amazon's very strict about photos. And they're very strict about listings. So if you're like basically a new seller and you only have like one of an item, I would not recommend creating a listing. Now, if you're a more experienced seller and you have found a really good deal on something and you feel like it's selling well on other platforms, so it will sell well on Amazon, like absolutely create that listing. So yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
Now, for one thing I did want to say, as far as some bundles you can hop on, like basically say like you go onto Amazon.com and you see Ritz crackers and hog head cheese or whatever as like a bundle, and then you go out, you didn't create that listing, but that is technically a bundle. And then you go out and you find, hey, I found a really good deal on Ritz crackers and this cheese. This matches the bundle. You can jump on that listing. Yeah. So you can still sell bundles if you didn't create the listing. 100%.
Oh, that's great. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Now the person that created that bundle on that listing will not be happy. Yeah. But oh well.
My friend's in here from Toronto, Samir. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey. Hey, Samir.
Okay, so I guess one thing I wanted to ask to with
Yeah.
with just in general, like I mean, you mentioned people that influence you with just being positive and always uh, working your butt off to be the best you can possibly be. Like, I mean, I guess what would you say these influences have helped you to become the person who you are now?
Are you asking like how they've helped me or
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Like I've had friends which, are in this chat that have encouraged me to do things that I never would have done because I didn't have, I guess, the self-confidence to do them. So I definitely say surround yourself with people that push you to the next level and believe in you. Because people that try to discourage you, I'm doing things right now that I never would have done because there were people discouraging me to do it. Naysayers, as they say. So people that have inspired me and encouraged me, they push me to that next level. They said, do this, and I'm doing it. So I definitely say that's part of your progress in life is to surround yourself with people that are going to push you to the next level and they're very positive. There's no jealousy there. There's no envy. And also, they're going to tell you the truth. Like if you're going in a direction that you shouldn't be going in, they're going to be honest about that. I feel like for somebody, that is, truly your friend and is truly has the best intention for you, they're going to be honest with you about like, hey, like maybe like this is a better thing to do or, whatever. So, reselling is very lonely and that's a common phrase. And it really is, especially because, I live in a very rural area. I don't know in person any other resellers. I'm very new to reselling. I didn't know what that was 6 or 7 months ago.
Yeah.
So, these people that I consider my friends and consider my mentors have inspired me to do things I would never have dreamt that I could do. I never would have dreamt I could have been a businesswoman or an entrepreneur or on YouTube or having my own Facebook group or, mentoring other people. Like I mentor other people now that are telling me that I help them with their Amazon business. I'm helping them. And so that really means a lot to me. So I definitely say, um, they say look at your 5 closest friends and that determines your future. And I absolutely believe that. So, yeah.
No, that's great to hear. That's inspiring to me. It's honestly like I hope it inspires everyone else too, because I mean it's great to understand like that there's people out there that do have the best intentions for you and do have your back in general. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And I want to say like the reseller community it's so amazing. Like it's so amazing to find like, a lot of us like we're each other's coworkers because we we don't have an office job or whatever. And so it's really just awesome to see, like I know recently there was a benefit auction, and
Oh, right.
it's
Yes.
amazing to see like people come together and support each other. And I mean, that's what we're supposed to do as human beings, like we can't live without each other. Like humans can't live in isolation, you
Right.
know? So yeah, thank you.
It's great to see. So, I actually just wanted to go back to the chat here. Uh,
We have some new
there's
people
so many.
coming in.
Yeah, I know. Um, I know I saw Marie and Justin here earlier, so thanks for coming by, guys. Um, Actually, I think I saw a question in here as well. Um, oh man, I think I lost it.
Uh-oh. I do that too when I'm hosting. It's Are you using are you looking at the comments like in StreamYard or
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
yeah, I feel
I
like it
know.
goes a little too fast or something.
Yeah, I know it does for sure. So actually, I'll go to the my next question here. So, um, I know and when you started off, I mean, there's different options like fulfilled by Amazon as well as merchant fulfilled. I guess what would you recommend for someone starting off um, doing that? Would it be both or one or the other?
Um Merchant fulfilled, you have to be careful because you are like with eBay and other platforms, you're shipping it directly to the customer.
Mhm.
So with merchant fulfilled, you have to keep that in your mind, like you are shipping it to the customer. So either you need to know, like, have a good idea of what that shipment cost is going to be, or you need to pass that on to the customer. I mean, you need to have a good idea of what that is either way. Like, either you're going to pass that on to the customer in the price, or you're going to calculate that into what, your profit is. For me, I do merchant fulfilling. I really got into it trying to qualify for Q4 because on Amazon, at least Amazon.com, you have to have had 25 merchant fulfilled orders between, I think it was September the 1st and October. I think the cutoff is the 14th. So I think it's tomorrow, in order for you to merchant fulfill toys and games for
Oh wow.
Q4. Yeah, for Q4. So it's not all categories, it's just toys and games. So you can continue merchant fulfilling other categories. But for me, I'm not a pro at shipping. If I did eBay, I'd probably be a terrible eBay seller. Um, I mostly do smaller items, under 1 pound items. I do a lot of hazmat items, which are not approved to sell, like to send into Amazon. They're not, like, they're still under what Amazon calls under review.
Mhm.
Um, so, and those are really good because, like, with the smaller items, the shipping fees are smaller. Like, I recently sent something to Alaska and it was like $5 to ship, and it was really pretty good profit. I think the ROI on that was like 90, almost 100%. Now, as far as like the hazmat items, those are good because those items are not at Amazon's warehouse. No one's approved to send them in.
Mhm.
So generally there's not a lot of people on the listing, there's not a lot of people selling it, and also customers are going to buy a merchant fulfill because that's the only option. So yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. Um, I was always thinking if I should do merchant fulfilled or not. It's good to know which ones I guess would work best, especially now in
Yeah,
Q4. So it's good
yeah,
to know.
yeah. Now, I mean, you at being an eBay seller, like, I'm sure, like, I watched today your video on shipping, which was really cool. A lot of great info. Like, I feel like you as an eBay seller, anybody that's done eBay or other platforms where you ship direct to customer, I feel like you guys would probably be better at merchant fulfilling. You
That's what I was
already
thinking too. Yeah.
kind of know. Now, I will say, generally speaking, merchant fulfilled items don't sell as fast as FBA items. So, like, I have an item that's really small. It's like literally like 4 ounces or something. Not 4 ounces. 4 ounces. I mean, it's really tiny. And I was selling it merchant fulfilled pretty okay, decent, like maybe, a couple a day or whatever. But then I checked the listing because I noticed the sales slowed down, and somebody had sent it in FBA. So I was like, darn it, like now I've got to send this in FBA because, or I've got to lower my price. Like if you're selling something for $50 and the FBA seller is $50 and you're merchant fulfilled,
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of people prefer prime shipping, which is what FBA is, you know. So you have to also keep that in mind. Like, you know, generally, you know, Amazon is a lot more about volume, you know, like you'll get crazy numbers of sales per day. Um, and so a lot of that is FBA because people they want it fast. Like now Amazon's doing 1 day shipping for a lot of things. So if you can get it in 1 or 2 days, you know, they're gonna probably choose that. So
No, that's a good point. I'm probably one of those people too that I gotta get
yeah,
it in the next
I'm
day.
guilty. I'm guilty of that because lately I'm so busy, like I don't have time to wait for things. Like I'll order groceries from Amazon.
Oh, really?
That's actually back to that category question. Groceries is another really great category. Generally, you're not gated. Um, so I mean, Amazon has Amazon Pantry. You can't sell that, but that's a different category than grocery. So groceries are another really good category to start with for Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm so interested in the grocery category. I just think it's so interesting to sell those types of items. I mean, I have stuff that are like old video games, which is so I'm so accustomed to selling on eBay, but just
Yeah.
going into the whole grocery part of it, I just
Yeah.
find it so interesting.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of video games, they also do really well on Amazon. So, yeah,
Oh yeah, no, I know you posted something where regarding the ROI for video games, so I
yeah,
thought that was pretty cool to see.
yeah. Well, in general, like that was just ROI in general, but that was from a guy that does mostly video games. So, yeah,
Okay. No, it's good
yeah,
to know though. I see Nashville Flippers are in here. How's it going, guys? Ray and Dustin.
yeah. Good to see you guys.
Thanks for
And
coming by, guys. Appreciate it.
Fried Hustler.
Oh, there's Paulo. Yep. Paulo, thanks so much for coming by. Paulo, you've been a good help for me too. I've been looking for questions as well. He's been a great help to me too. For anything Amazon as well. He's a great guy. Uh, Chris always dropping that fire. Yeah, I try to. I try to. I mean, you can see it in my videos. I try to add all my fire graphics as much as I can.
I'm gonna reapply my lipstick. I hope no one's offended. It's a MAC lipstick. I only wear MAC. MAC, if you ever want to sponsor me.
All right, Mac, we're tagging you on this video.
MAC
So
is actually Canadian. I don't know if your wife wears MAC makeup or anything, but
she does. Yeah, she
does
does.
she? Okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. uh, I'm the worst too when I'm hosting a stream. Chat is so hard to keep up with. Yeah, I mean it's cool seeing trying to catch up, but yeah, I know it can definitely be a bit of work to, but I mean, I want to make sure that you guys are shouted out here and you guys see that, like if there's any good questions or anything that we can bring up, because
Yeah,
it's definitely important.
somebody did have a question. I'm gonna scroll here. I feel like I'm terrible with the chat. Somebody had a question regarding Q4. Q4. I don't know. If you had a question about Q4, go ahead and repost it. Just FYI, this is my first Q4, so I am, you know, I'm along for the ride.
Okay, but I mean, yeah, if you have that question or any other questions, just before we wrap up here, I can't believe it's already an hour. So just I guess one thing I wanted to just bring up, I guess, too, is
Yeah.
the when you, I guess one thing I would say you would want to give or tell yourself when you, like, now that you're so many months into selling on Amazon, what would you tell yourself in the very beginning to, like, what would you want to change, or what advice would you give to that person at that time?
Number one, I would say as far as software goes, keep it keep it minimum, especially as a beginner, because you will very quickly get in over your head seeing all this software that's out there that can do all these cool things, which it can and it is useful. But as a new seller, you don't necessarily need all of that. You need to keep track of expenses. Find a way to do that. I recommend Inventory Lab. There are other softwares out there that do that. I think Seller Board is one of them. I know in Canada, like I was telling you earlier, I know they don't have Inventory Lab for Canada, but I definitely recommend, you've got to keep track of making sure that you make a profit, because you can very easily think that, hey, I have, like an outstanding number of sales. I got $1,000 in sales today, but if you only made like $10, like,
Yeah.
did you want to put in all that work for only $10? So, I would also say that, obviously, know the rules, know the terms of service. If you have a pro merchant account, you need to have, it's called corporate liability insurance. If you are prepping and shipping FBA, which most people are, you need to know the prep requirements. You need to follow those. If you want, it's your own discretion. You can go against the rules, but I don't condone it and I don't recommend it. To me, it's just not worth it. This is a business, it's not to say that eBay or other platforms are not a business, because they are to a lot of people, but Amazon is different because they will, a lot of people have said that they've gotten suspended and they had a lot of hard time getting their account back. And I would say that don't let that scare you, though. Like, if you enjoy this and you find that you have a passion for it, stick with it. And I would also say that the more you sell on Amazon and the better your metrics, meaning that you're following the rules, you're prepping correctly, you're taking care of like claims that you may get, like IP claims or complaints from customers. All of these are metrics. And so the better you do at that, the longer you've been selling, you're going to get auto ungated and stuff. You're going to get, Amazon's going to be more lenient with you as far as if you get an IP claim, it's still a big deal, but it's not as big of a deal because you've been selling longer, you do better volume. Amazon it's a relationship, even though you don't talk to somebody at Amazon, you may call seller support, but it's always someone different. It's a relationship. Right. So they're going to monitor your account. And really, I would have told myself to realize the time and the work that this takes because, I don't have a spouse. I don't have children. I have a dog. I do have family, that I help take care of and stuff. But other than that, some of you guys that have wives or husbands and kids and all of that, I honestly don't know how you guys do it because reselling is hard. It's hard. So I mad respect when I see people out there hustling for their families. Definitely, though, keep going. Keep going if you enjoy this and if you have a passion for it, and always, reach out if you have questions, connect and network with other people, and when you do learn and you do grow, help other people because you can't learn it all on your own. So, yes.
That's great advice. No, seriously. Again, I'm so thankful for you to join me today, Tiffany. Um, Honestly, we've learned so much, and I've learned so much too. I'm so
Thank you.
thankful. And also, guys, if you haven't subscribed to Tiffany yet, please go ahead and what are you waiting for? Go ahead and do it right now. You need to do it
Okay.
like
Thank
I'm
you.
telling you. Do it right now, guys.
Do it right now.
And then also, guys, I'm putting the link right now. So like no excuse, guys. So but also I'm putting the Facebook group. It's also in the description. And again, if you ever have any questions or anything like that, whether you're new or just you're just looking to up your game, if you're been doing this for a while, it's a great group that I just started joining as well, and they've been so helpful with helping me ship out my first box again. And I'm a testimony to the work that's being done into that group. So again.
And I
thank
don't
you.
feel like we did very much, so I think you owe yourself a lot of credit. So
Yeah, no, well, I mean, I know I still just understanding that there are these resources available to me is just something that I'm appreciative of so much.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody in the chat and just being here and commenting and asking questions and showing support. It means a lot. And thank you so much, Chris, for having me on. So, and everybody, please like and share and subscribe to Chris's channel because he's got some awesome content. And he just started Amazon, so it's going to get even better.
Yeah, definitely more content to see and more more things to look out for on my channel for sure. But yeah, again, thanks so much again, guys. I appreciate all of you for coming down here. It was a great Thanksgiving weekend for me. I got to get blessed with the knowledge that Tiffany gave us tonight. And again, thank you so much again. You got a lot of new fans over here that have subscribed to your channel,
Thank
which is
you.
great.
Thank you so much. And
And
happy Thanksgiving.
thank you, thank you.
Canadian Thanksgiving.
I can't wait for the U.S. one. That's another special dinner again that we'll have.
All right. It
All
sounds
right.
good. Have a
All
good
right,
night,
guys.
everybody.
Take care, guys. This is Thrift PCQ
Okay.
signing out. Peace out, guys.
Very good.